Welcome to Forever Exiled. I'm Justin A.K. Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Episode 308 of Forever Exiled, and it's the dawn of a new era.
It is, but your son's going to be late for work.
The Third Edict one, apparently. No, at 10:30. Be good. Thankfully, it's close.
Nope.
Nope. Trust me.
You guys do things differently than I do. I don't like it.
We are on episode 308 of our podcast together. And big shout out to our Patrons. Thanks everybody who resubbed up this week. Patreon gets you access to After Dark. It's our podcast after the podcast, where Tyler and I continue to talk about stuff and things. And this is a different week for patrons.
Yes, it is.
As we switched it up this week. We recorded After Dark last night, and we are recording the main episode after Dark, which has never happened before, and it was for good reason. And you'll enjoy it.
We just don't remember. But
it's never happened. God, you said the same thing to me yesterday. I know. But
the amount of alcohol you've consumed in After Dark, you would remember.
Know.
And the amount of times that I've been hit in the head and woke up quite a few hours later, I would also know.
Yeah, where?
Just in case patrons were kind of zoning out, you used a funny way of describing it because you said we recorded After Dark last night. You know what I mean? So when you listen to the sentence, it obviously makes sense. But if you're zoning out, we recorded After Dark last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So patrons, just in case you were zoning out, listen to After Dark first, like the title of the episode says. But no.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting flow. Tyler and I got it out. We can talk about Path of Exile in a minute, but also Happy Labor Day. And I think Veteran Day. I think it's Labor Day. Is it Labor Day in the States too? They call it Labor Day too?
I don't care about other people's vacations.
I think it's Labor Day everywhere, but it is in Canada, so that's coming up. Enjoy your day off. And then, there's an announcement. Oh, I see an announcement, Ty.
From where?
September 1st, 2010. PoE officially announced. Brackets not released.
Pretty crazy, because we're 2025. Oh, you're asking me.
I'm asking you now how you found it.
Yeah.
Good question, right?
Could have been
made
Wikipedia. It could have been an announcement they meant when like Bex would do those types of announcements and anniversary posts. She used to do a lot of the Twitter tweets.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't know, but it's definitely correct. I do not make mistakes. So
obviously,
GGG. If you officially announced your game September 1st, 2010, congratulations on your 15 year, because I math good, anniversary.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember, but what was the time difference between when it was announced to when they did their beta? Do you remember? Because we've done their congrats on the beta. I'm just curious if you know. It's fine if not.
No, I'm just scrolling over here. Don't mind me. 2013, January.
People listening, they have no idea. The removal of blank spaces.
No, they don't.
It's probably the best part of the podcast.
My wife, she was out shopping this morning and just came back and she just couldn't get her hands off me. Just smooching me everywhere. Just missed me. Couldn't handle.
How could you
that
not?
Hour 15 minutes.
How could you not? Look at that guy. How was your week?
Actually, we went shopping to Old Navy to answer your question you just asked, and we're still together.
Oh, is that not
we went shopping together?
Yeah. Good job.
Was that not normal? I thought that was great. I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was an accomplishment. I had my pen all ready to sign and ready to go, and then everything was fine at the end.
Was this back to school shopping, or is this just going
back
shopping?
To me shopping. I got from my birthday's in February, and I just went to spend my gift card.
Oh, okay.
And didn't spend my gift card. So they have sometimes companies I'm all finished and I'm ready to go and I'm ready to pay. And then I go up and I'm I have a couple t-shirts and some jeans. And I asked the lady, I'm do you guys have any a lot of the time stores have these promos where it's you spend a certain amount and then they give you a discount or a coupon or whatever. She's oh yeah, you spend over $100 and you get 10% off. I'm oh sure. Because it'd be $60 or something. So I'm fine. So then I leave the lineup and then I wait for my wife and then we pay together. But I'm telling a story to my wife while we're checking out. And so she pays for it. Okay, great. Awesome. The whole reason we went is because I had a gift card. And so we never used it. No, I still have the stupid gift card and I got all the clothes I wanted. But
good thing they don't expire. Can you say time?
No, they don't. But I've never had a phone. Like I've always purchased cheaper phones, right? Like the 150 Motorola style ones, like the year older kind of thing. And so this is the first time that I've ever had like a newer phone. Still a Motorola, still on cheap end, but it was around the $350, $400 mark. But I can pay with my phone, right? Like the Google Wallet actually works, whereas it wouldn't work with the older versions. And so I have my gift card on my Google Wallet. So I probably wouldn't even remember it, even if it was just me anyway. Yeah. But the funny thing is, the story that I was telling my wife while we were checking out was that I accidentally hit on an Old Navy employee.
How?
Well, because, and great customer service, because for some reason, customer service is difficult to find these days. So anytime an employee asks, are you finding everything you need? I'm like, hey, it exists. But so anyway, I was asked by a few people, and this one lady that asked me, she's like, I don't know, 18, 21, something like that. I can't tell. But, working and having a good day, doing her thing, carrying a bunch of clothes. Are you finding everything you need? And I'm like, well, could you scan this? You don't have a medium in this size, do you? And so she scans. I was like, no. And she's like, anything else? And I'm like, I moved up a jean size. Never done that. I've been 32 waist since like, I don't know, since I started noticing what waistlines were like. And I was like grade 10, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm now 33. I'm not very happy about it. Mm-hmm. And so I make some stupid old man comment about it as she's like asking me. I'm like, but it was only after I said it that I realized how it could be taken. So she's like, is there anything else I can do for you? I'm like, well, I moved up a waist size. So unless you can help me get rid of that extra inch, there's nothing you can do for me. And in my head, I was like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, oh, what I just insinuated she helped me with. But when I looked at her, it flew right over her head. So she just isn't in that world yet, thank goodness. So it did not get arrested at Old Navy, and I also did not spend my gift card.
No, you still got it though.
I did, yeah.
Guess you're going back.
So it's good. And this is it.
This is a new shirt.
Yeah.
Nice.
$10 t-shirt. Yeah. Ballin'.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You had a pretty fantastic week.
Yeah, we kind of did our weeks in After Dark, but
but I'd still like to exclaim to the world, like all of our listeners, how exciting this week was for you. You finally had your back appointment this week. And that's awesome, man.
It was cool to get to go to it. Sure. Yep.
If you have any first-time listeners this week sorry, I forgot to put my phone on D&D. If we have any first-time listeners this week, just because it's a new league launch, Justin's been waiting for this back appointment for 65 years, give or take.
A year and a half.
And almost. It's been moved around, thrown around, and it's just nice that I picked up my phone to D&D it, and I still didn't D&D it. So now you have two dings in the background. But anyway.
Yep, I had my doctor's appointment. I've got some direction now going forward, so that's good. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully avoid surgery, but at least it's on the table if I need it. So that's good. It was a good meeting, tiring week. And Path of Exile 2 came out with their new league. I missed it yesterday, so that's why our recording schedule's all jumbled around, is because my appointment was at the exact same time that the league launch happened yesterday, and was not going to miss that appointment. So I spent my day in Vancouver and then played in the evening, and then we recorded After Dark. So we're going to talk about some Path of Exile 2, obviously, but Ty and I, we decided to get our raw first impressions out in After Dark, because it was a little frustrating, which we'll still talk about. But yeah, we figured let's get that out in After Dark and see how the night treats us.
The too long to read, I guess you could say, for both of these episodes is we're very impressed with the league launch, all of it, but we personally had very frustrating experiences. So we were able to separate
play a bit more before, but yes, you're right.
But we had individually frustrating experiences, but we get that that's just our experience, and we were able to separate the fact that it's actually a really good and fantastic launch. So we wanted to get it off our chest.
I needed more time. I didn't feel like it was totally fair for me to be saying what I was saying with only having been able to play through the first act. So I wanted to play a little bit more, which I only did play another act. So it's not like I've played a ton more, but I at least have finished the second act now, and I've got still some of the same and still some different opinions with regards to it. But let's get into it, eh? Path of Exile 2?
Yeah, my
0.3.
lawn's actually looking really good in the backyard, by the way. Thanks.
Rain's coming, so it's going to look good soon.
It is cool weather finally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think maybe, Justin, part of the problem might have been the controller you were using, but not because of the B button, but are you using your Path of Exile 2 controller to
Of
play?
course I am. I found it and charged it.
Then nothing can go wrong.
And I did test it. And charged it. I did test it last night. So,
You did?
but yep. So we'll talk about that though, because that's probably my biggest gripe. But yeah, of course I'm using the Path of Exile 2 controller. How else do you play Path of Exile 2?
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know how people play controller support without it. Anyway, I want to, Fads, you sent an email to us about my guides that I used to write and my builds that I used to write in Path of Exile 1. Just wanted to give you a shout out. Like, I'm not replying to that thread anymore, and I'm not updating anything with Path of Exile 1 anymore. So I just wanted to give you a shout out in case you didn't get my reply.
What was the question? It was a question about your PoE 1 build, right?
Yeah, like seeing if it was being updated for 326 or 327, 328. And nope, it's not going to happen. But I just wanted to let you know, and for anyone else listening as well, because I know there's so many. No, but that's it. Yep. But yeah, this week was pretty nuts in Path of Exile land, and lots going on. But man, they gave away a lot of MTX this time around.
Okay, which link is that? I want to see that one.
There's 2 links.
Was it the Twitch one?
So,
so Clam Stash and Helmet
I recognize
of the
them on the
Abyss.
website. I don't recognize them in Trello.
Cape of the Abyss. Do I have to watch Twitch for this? Can I still do this, or is it just done? Oh no, it goes till September 6th. Okay.
So they have
they have 2
MTX
weeks
that they're giving you for watching 3 hours of Path of Exile 2 within the first week, right? Then they have MTX that they're giving out if you watch 3 hours within the second week.
Right.
Then they have MTX that they're giving if you gift or just sub, whether you gift or use it for yourself, if you subscribe 2 times on Twitch.
Okay.
Right. And then that one's kind of glitched, but they are fixing it and figuring it out. So if you have spent 2 subs and you didn't get it, it's getting fixed. And then they also actually, because it's a free-to-play weekend, so this is in the free-to-play post, they're giving away 3 MTX for in-game achievements. I
noticed I got 2 when I was playing.
So you get 1 for getting the Clearfell.
Yep.
That's the first home
killing
base
that first guy, yep.
You get 1 for beating the Druid. That's the guy like near the Golden Pool. He's on the way.
Okay, yes, I did get 1 on them.
So that one's skippable. That one you could miss because you might not encounter that boss before you get to the cemetery. And then you get 1 for beating Gregory.
Man, I probably didn't even notice the Gregory MTX because I was so angry. So I must have missed that one. I don't know what that one is.
Maybe,
I did see the other 2 though.
And so I'm sure that they have ways of like, if for whatever reason they're glitched. Yeah. And so anyway, for obviously the Twitch ones, you have to claim them on Twitch. Yeah, there is a Discord one as well. And the Twitch one's kind of neat. It's actually a chaos orb icon for your profile.
Does it stay? Do you keep it or does that disappear? How does that work?
I think only Discord does the temporary thing. I didn't read anything about the Twitch one being temporary, but I'm going to do it anyway. So,
I'll try it.
Yeah, for my sake, because my wife's now a diehard broadcaster. I spend the 2 gift subs, give them to 2 random people, and it helps her out.
Cool.
So I didn't even look at what it was that I was getting. Because Aaron, I'm an amazing husband.
Well, obviously. Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to figure out the Twitch stuff. I guess just leave it up running while I'm playing because I'm not watching 3 hours of Twitch. Come on.
Get out of town.
Get out of here. That's cool.
So anyway, yeah, but it was crazy. Like they've already had, obviously we have the release, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about our gameplay stuff, but they already have at the point of recording this. And this is our Saturday morning. So a day after, not even 24 hours after, they have 9 hot fixes.
They had 6 last night, I think, when we recorded. So they had a busy night.
Yeah. And good for them. Good for them. And they've also been very busy. I mean, they're busy, but if you bring up the original patch notes, look how many additions they did after the patch notes came out.
Right at the bottom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, some of these are corrections because of poor wording or whatever it was, right? Based on like feedback or, questions people had. But some of them are things like they just flat out added minion bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like minions get 3% more damage at the beginning of the game, and it goes all the way up to 50% more when they're like higher levels. That's just added. That's just extra. You know what I mean? But they also add, that weapon swapping thing that I've been really looking forward to, where you can just lock one weapon, no matter the weapon swap. It work like you're swapping your tree, but not your weapon. They added that post original patch notes.
Yeah, that's
so
sweet.
it's some of it's just like, okay, this wasn't ready. Oh, sweet, actually we got it ready. Let's throw it in. So love how much and there's a lot of really big stuff. I'm not shouting them all out because, leagues launched, now we're playing, but there was a lot of really big things that got added after the fact. So that it was really exciting to see that. And I wouldn't have even noticed because I checked multiple times on the 0.3 patch after the fact. I kept like refreshing as I'm looking, and I'm like, no, there was like one fix to the patch notes. And then it was the next day when I'm going through our Discord, someone shouted me out and I was like, whoa, look how many changes.
That's sweet. That's good.
Yeah. So lots and lots of goodies.
Yeah, I read through some of the patch notes. We read through them yesterday, but it is good. Obviously, not all of them make sense to us because I don't know what Grip of Kolomak is. So,
because you're a noob, just.
Cool. I'm trying to remember, who is Asmadi the Faradun Prince? Who is that? Why can't I think of who that is?
You don't ask those questions in public because then obviously it shows that we both don't know.
Okay.
But I was laughing because
maybe it's an Act 4 person, and that's why.
maybe. Yeah. But you and I were laughing yesterday about the overtuned aspects of the Abyssal League.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called, yeah. And how when the boss comes out, like for me, I encountered the boss again, but only because of how you described it. I still actually haven't seen it as a boss or recognized that it's a unique enemy because I'm dead.
I don't know if it's unique. I didn't see it either.
Okay. Well then, anyway, you said like they have like this green like
triangle
laser thingy above their head, this big icon, and then it's just like green everywhere. So that's what happened to me when I died.
Oh, I'm glad you saw it.
So I finally, post us talking last night, I saw this thing hovering over my screen as I have respawn at checkpoint. But I wasn't able to highlight it to see what it was. But I was laughing because, like, what if that boss or enemy is this, what would you call it?
Oh, Asmadi the Faradun Prince. I don't think it is.
But I love, like, how else are you supposed to describe it unless you're going to put in brackets a big description? But it's if you don't know who it is, like, I hope it was that guy.
Hopefully it was. That's right. That's why I died. Okay, fine. Yeah. That's fair. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Anyway, that is cool that there's a lot of fixes going on. And
but let's get into it, man. Let's ramble.
Yeah. So
it's all good things.
Well,
all
first
good things.
You told me in After Dark, but I wasn't here for launch. You were, but apparently kudos, GG, successful, smooth launch from what I understand.
Was for us. I mean, a lot of crash fixes in the patch notes. If you go through all 9 hot fixes, my wife had, I heard her swearing about one. Apparently
crashing?
She had 2. Maybe she was exaggerating. Maybe not. Yeah, crashes. Yeah. But it was smooth for console, Mixer Xbox over here. And I'm on the S, which is still struggling. GGG. Like when I go to like, what's the candlestick boss on the way to Gregory?
Yeah.
I still can't see half of his fire. Like,
really?
And breathe all the way across. It's just invisible. No, and it wasn't like that beforehand.
Added challenge.
Yeah, you didn't fix my bug post, but yeah, that's still there. But it's funny enough. This has nothing to do with the league itself, but I go through and I realize I haven't done that fight. Right, I go through after I've done an area, I'm making sure that I got all the bosses with the pluses, and it's a new league. And because Jonathan's comments are still in my mind about like how they're going to switch things up every league. Whether they're going to do that or not, or bother in the beta, even if they're going to, I don't know. But just because they're going to, because it's a new league launch, I'm getting all the bosses as I go through, whether or not they have a plus sign on it. Also because like you're not going to get a plus sign for that extra support gem they're going to give you. But I want all the supports those early on until they're unlimited kind of thing. So I'm doing all the bosses anyway, but I realized that I missed Candlestick guy or girl. Gosh, wouldn't that suck, if I was saying it wrong? But anyway, the Candlestick person. And I missed it. And so I call my son, who's played the game like 3 times. And I'm like, where's the candlestick person? Oh, he's like, that's on the very first level. As soon as you get into the manor, right after you cross the rickety bridge.
Oh, he's so right. Yeah, you cross the first set and then he's in that next section.
And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So I go, I do use the checkpoint, go find it, kill him, checkpoint, move back to Gregory. And I'm like, dang.
That's awesome.
like 10, 15 times, I don't know. And I'm like, I didn't figure that out. Like if I'm trying to find the druid, or if I'm trying to find the crawler, like those kind of like optional bosses in Act 1, I'm like, I just hug the right.
I don't know that I've ever seen you get past the druid with like to the cemetery without going through his arena. I don't remember a layout where that didn't happen.
I've had it sometimes. Hugging the right, he just shows up. But I'm sure that there are pathing things. Like Path of Exile 1 was a fantastic game for those little things. Like you teleport back to a waypoint. It's like, oh shoot, which way do I go on the ledge? Oh, it's the 3 little cones. Or like they have so many things that point you in the right direction. So I don't know how he figured this one out, but for me, like when I'm going for the crawler or the druid, I'm going to start looking and paying attention for the little things they have that point you in that direction.
That's funny.
Yeah. Kudos, son. Kudos.
Yeah. I, performance wise, it's been okay for me. Like the loading times into cities or like main areas is driving me nuts. I don't understand why it's.
Oh, is it bad for you too?
Oh my God.
Because I was playing on the S and it was bad. Like there were some times where like the gears would show up because it was taking so long.
Yeah.
I thought that was just
for my machine,
problem.
It should not take that long. It's crazy how long it takes, and it does get a little bit frustrating. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I don't understand it, but I also feel like it got longer when I switched to Windows 11. I feel like because I was playing at the same time, or maybe that was PoE 1. I can't remember, but the load times in this one were pretty bad. And when load times are long and you're already pissed because like you just died or something happened, load times make me a little bit more angry because I'm just staring at a screen because I can't do something. So yeah, but otherwise, for me, I got started late. Had it was an all right start. Like the beginning was okay. Actually didn't feel too bad. The thing is, like, you're not really getting introduced to too much new stuff. You got to see the Abyss stuff. You do see it if you come across it. I love the new changes to Abyss. We talk about that in After Dark, but just like its layout is much better.
It's static, but it's also very mini-map heavy. Like you are looking at the mini-map to see.
Follow where it was.
Well, yes and no, because I love that the mini-map shows you it very vividly in the bright green.
Yeah, which ones you haven't done.
Kind of like, hey, follow this path a little bit more and you'll come across the enemies you need to kill. Hopefully there's not too many wandering enemies. And then, but it also like the fissures like starts sealing up. It confused me at first because in Path 1, when the fissure's sealing up, you're like, no, I'm too late. No, I didn't kill enough.
Right, yeah.
But then in this one, it just means like, no, you're doing well. Just keep moving, follow the crack.
At least
and
you
then
can't be too late in this one too.
Follow the crack, you'll get to the hole. But
it's always true. But I like that you can't be too late in this one either. Like you can't fail it.
Agreed.
You can just come back. I mean, you can fail it if you die. If you die, it's gone.
Right. But that's the point of every character is to not die. If you're wanting to redo the experience over and over and over and you're dying, like that's basically a pinnacle boss thing and that's it. Whereas like all the other content, you're actually trying to live. And one of my, many big criticisms of Path 1 was the amount of timed content there was that forced you to do damage over defense, right? Just on a regular basis. And so I love that so far they're really, I mean, I haven't done a lot of endgame stuff yet, but so far in the campaign, there doesn't seem to be any of that. Even with what I think is the absolute horrible way of ascending. I haven't gone to any ascension yet, so I don't know if anything's changed, but there doesn't seem to be anything time-based there where like I need to kill a certain amount in a certain amount of time. I just need to survive. Like that's the only time stuff. And at the end of the day, surviving, it doesn't matter if you're offense or defense at that point. It's just wait till the timer runs out. So it's been very encouraging. And to have Abyss like that with that change, it was one of the things where you're like, eek, as you see it announced, and then you get into gameplay and it's like, that's nice.
It is
they
really
did a really
cool.
Good job with it.
I like the way it's been brought in. It was funny. I went and played last night after we did After Dark. And I wrote in 2121, I'm like, damn it, I hate it when Tyler's right. You're right. The Abyssal Trusts do have rarity. I never even noticed it.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So they just happened to have rarity on it. And it was, I don't understand why some get it and some don't. I'm not really sure what what causes one to do that, but yeah. I was really happy with it. I thought Abyss it's hard. I think it's a little bit too hard. I think the bosses that come out of it really, that's where it pissed me off a little bit, was like them introducing back these modifiers where you don't know what they are, what they do. They're just a word and you have no clue what's happening. And I just don't feel like in Act 1 there should be mechanics that can like double tap you in half a second. Like, that's not fun to try and figure out what it is.
No, well, because like the question should always be, what's the user supposed to do about this? And when you're in Act 1, the answer is always going to be, there is no answer. I'm in Act 1. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like upgrade whatever you want, whenever you want. At the end of the day, it's Act 1. Like I'm going to go from what? 15% cold resist to 21. Possibly 35. Yeah,
it's not going to be a big jump.
I can find this, like, there's very little I can do before I fight this person or that. You know what I mean? Like, it's Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear you. I've actually found, so the first few abysses that I found completely mutilated me. The very frustrating thing for me with this league launch wasn't specific to the league or the game. Just it was to minions, right? I'm starting minions again. I see all these minion changes. So I go and I commented in the patch notes episode. I'm like, I didn't see any survivability things. It seems like their answer to having skeletons survive early on is coming up with other ways to do damage, right? Like your unearth. Instead of giving skeletons more survivability, they're like, hey, unearth actually lets you use your dead skeletons. So who cares if they die? Here you get them. Then you have other things like adding more damage to them, right? Frost skeletons get a defensive command instead of something offensive now. You know, they're trying different things. And I get the complexity of that, because if you make it so that your minions never die, there's no reason to focus on their survivability going forward, right? But I think where GGG has it wrong when it comes to minions, and don't worry, people, I won't focus long on minions, but where I think GGG has it wrong for minions is there's no survivability to invest in at the beginning. For my first 20-something levels, what am I? I'm like 18, and I have 2 revive nodes, 2 of the main clusters, and I just got that 40% increased life node, which doesn't change anything because resists are what matter for minions, not their health at this point. But the majority of my nodes it's all just damage. Like there's no resists anywhere close by. So I actually don't have the option. So if they could just make minions tanky and then show me their vulnerability as I'm getting into Act 2, 3, something like that.
Sure.
However that works, that would be great, because then I could feel like a minion player as I'm playing minions. That being said, they changed so much of what I was doing before to supplement my dead minions on a regular basis. Like Decaying Hex, now that they've changed the sports, and I love. Are you okay that I'm rambling?
Go do it, buddy.
I love the support changes. I think it's really cool. I love seeing those changes and looking at them. And and like some of them have the number 1, 2 next to them. Some of them don't. Some of the ones unlock late. Well, Decaying Hex was my go-to because Enfeeble would unlock at gem level 3, which it still does. But now Decaying Hex doesn't unlock until support level 3. And that was my go-to for damage as my minions were just sucking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh no, what do I do? I still have Impending Doom, but that's not, a big deal. That's good for clearing. Really, it's not really helpful for a boss situation. But then, I'm playing around and doing other things, and I ended up beating Act 1 with my minions. But honestly, I was looking at my cooldown for my minions more than I was my minions actually fighting, right? And there was a huge difference between skeletal snipers and then the arsonists, and a huge difference between arsonists and my frost mages.
Do you mean damage or how long they were up, or what do you mean?
Well, all of the above.
Okay.
Arsonists were superior to the others, right? I unlock. So snipers are the only ones you get without a scepter at the beginning. So, okay, those are the ones I'm going to use. Dead all the time. So I'm trying to use the poison, and it's like, well, I can't. Right. And then I'm taking stupid damage because I'm like, why isn't this working? Oh, right. The cooldown. Like, I don't want to stare at my cooldown. You know what I mean? It needs to be alive to use the command. So then I unlock the arsonist and they start flying through stuff. It's great. They're still dead lots, but they're doing like, they're at that good balance where they do enough damage that I can tolerate them being squishy. You know what I mean? And it was worth putting in support gems for that. Like, remember, like, I don't have infinite support gems. I got to be careful with how many I use. They were worth investing in support gem wise. And it was fun to go through and be like, ooh, do I want extra throws, extra projectiles, faster? Yeah, it was fun. And then, oh, and on a side note, I love all the extra detail they give you, right? Like, it lists all, when you're hovering over a support gem, it shows you which skill it works for. Awesome. But then I go back to Frost Mages, or not back to Frost Mages. They unlock at level 5, so Frost Mages, and they're like wet noodles, like the sniper. They're worse than the sniper. And I'm like, eh. So then they're not worth investing in. Like, I'm not going to take the few support gems I have and throw them into something that's sucking, right? So it was frustrating in that regards, but that's just a balance thing, and that gets figured out over time. And I like the idea where GGG's going of like trying to encourage people to realize that survivability investment matters. I just think it's done at the wrong time because I don't have those options yet, right? So there's nothing I can do. So it was a frustrating experience for me going through, because as I'm going through Abyss, this all started with Abyss. Abyss shows up and it's like, my minions are dead. Like, it's just swarms. Like, minion players don't have minion options to deal with being surrounded and swarmed. They have to do something non-minion-y to deal with that. Even if you're using Unearth, it doesn't, like, those those scorpions die just as easily as all the other minions that are dying just as easily. So I had to come up with some creative ways to go through it, but I ended up doing it. And at the end of the day, the Abyss monsters that I came across originally, like the ones that are above the crack, those I thought were like a nice slight increase in damage. Once like I was able to figure out how I was going to deal with the swarms, which I never really did. It was more like about funneling them, which isn't always an option. I thought that was a decent difficulty level for them. But once you've done that, and then you get the second wave of everything and they start coming out of the crevice, I have no hope on those ones. Like, if it was like in a manor and that crevice was in a hallway, that a lot less spawn than in an open area. So I was able to get the chests from those depending on where those crevices spawned on a map. Because I guess it would be that determines how many spawn out and come swarming towards you. So I was able to get some, but GGG, I know I rambled for a while, but if you can hear this, I love the idea of rarity on chests, but I never get excited for a magic item. So I'm never clicking on a magic chest. I'm only clicking if it was the on Abyssal rare. One?
Come on, yes you are.
I clicked on them, but what did I pick up? Nothing. Gold every time, or transmutes. Like, I'm not excited for transmutes. I'm not excited for gold. I want to upgrade my gear, and I'm not upgrading my gear anytime I click on something magic. I'm just not.
I've upgraded a few of my magic items.
Yeah, but those are things that you can get anytime, anywhere kind of thing. Especially because of how the shop works. Like, I don't really care if a rattling scepter drops, because I know I'm just going to get one from, what's her name? Yena?
My main reason is just because I'm going to throw an augment at it and see maybe it hits something that's actually useful for me. I have to say, I've got a lot more regals, exalts, like things to actually play around with for crafting at an early level than I have before, and that's actually feels good. It actually feels nice.
Yeah, I think they must have done something and not say anything about drops, because I actually haven't been disappointed with my drops either.
I think drops have been good, actually. Like, even loot too.
It's like they did something with the mods as well, because I'm actually getting. I'm not usable getting stuff. Dumb mods. Yeah, I am. I'm every magic item that I bothered to ID, I got something that I'm not like frustrated with.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been something relevant, and not necessarily something my character can use, but it's been something where I can't get mad at it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just stupid, and it's been worth IDing stuff. And even the rares that I come across that have worked for the attributes that I have, I'm like, oh wow. it's been like I've had at least 5% resist on everything. So maybe I'm just getting good RNG this time compared to other times.
It does feel like loot's better. I thought the same thing. You brought up support, so I just wanted to. So I can chat about my build in a second, but the support system, it's all changed. It's now you can use multiples in the same one. I do like it. It threw me off quite a bit because they've renamed supports. And while I do understand Path of Exile 2 is still in its baby phase of growing and things are changing, I'm still an old Path of Exile 1 player, and don't change names on me. Like, come on.
Right. Well, I guess now this will be the second time, right? Because you're still used to what it's called in Path 1, and that's what you're searching for in Path 2, but the names changed.
Yeah.
Now they changed some of the names again.
Yeah, you can't do that. Come on. But listen, if you want to do that, and I can only speak about this from a controller standpoint, so I have no idea if it's the same way for PC. So I will walk you through it if you're, sorry, not PC, keyboard and mouse. I'll walk you through it if you've not played on controller support. On controller support, when I get a support uncut gem and I click X on it, I can hit LB and RB to go to just all the list of all the strength, all the list of all the decks, and all the int options. And then I can choose from there to cut it into whatever I want. I don't know if the layout's the same on keyboard and mouse. For some reason in 0.3, they've decided not to alphabetize that list. And I don't know what they're using to sort it. It makes no sense. I can't figure it out, but that's the search works great. So I appreciate the search, but that it needs to be alphabetical. I don't understand why it's not alphabetical. I found it really frustrating. Then I got even more frustrated where I was like, I know martial tempo is a thing. Where is this stupid thing? And then I'm looking, so then I'm searching attack speed and I'm like, okay, they changed the name of that. No problem. Then I look for another one. I'm like, okay, let's start searching for it. So alphabetize it. Come on, guys. Or give me something else. There's not, again, I don't know what it's like on keyboard and mouse, but like, there's not even a filter option to sort them by type or I don't even know. Alphabetical is the only one I can think of that makes any sense. I don't know how else you would sort them. The search does work great. So kudos, the search works great. But if you're going to change the names, at least make it alphabetical. Even if it makes no sense to me, at least I can't be like trying to find it the next time. Because the problem is I can't find it the next time. I don't know where they put that in the list. Because even when you search, if I search attack speed and find out like rapid strike is what it's called now, I don't know where our rapid strike falls in that list the next time I got to do it. So I got to search it again, which if you're not a keyboard and mouse player means I got to pull out the keyboard and start typing versus me just sorting it by, 26 letters of the alphabet or however many there are.
One thing that I did enjoy doing, minion instability is another one that I used to enjoy at level 1, but that's now been moved as well up to support gem level 2. So that supplement damage is gone as well. But I was looking at gems like Minion Instability that now have multiple levels, and it was cool and interesting seeing the difference between Minion Instability 1, Minion Instability 2, and Minion Instability 3. And that would be an example of one where, I think it was that one, it might be a different one, but where I actually preferred level 2 and I wouldn't upgrade to level 3.
Why?
I forget what the reasons were. What they were, but yeah, it was it's fun to go through and experience those neat things. Like Path of Exile 2 didn't release their passive tree ahead of time before League launched this time around, so you're excited to broadcast, you're excited to hang out. Like I was playing with Erin, right? We were playing together. I was upstairs, she was on the computer, obviously computer hog, whatever. Mm-hmm. And first thing I do, okay, there we go. Boop, 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 boop. Pause, scroll over. All right, passive tree. What are we doing? And I'm looking and I'm keying minion in right away. And I'm seeing how all the minion clusters have changed. If any values have changed, they changed the whole cluster completely, which is pretty neat. They added minion duration. So that's all pretty cool. And I'm going in and I'm looking at curses and I don't know, and then looking at like the close clusters again, seeing if any values changed. And so, yeah, it's really neat to kind of go through, and I enjoy the new tree experience like that, but it's really fun when you're doing it in game. I want them to release the tree early. Like, don't get me wrong, GG, you're listening to this, but it's still fun to go through and like, instead of playing, I'm like staring at a screen for the next 30 minutes.
Uh-oh. Well, that was close.
It is. Hang on.
Don't break it. Did it all
We
stay
good?
plugged in? Nice.
It did.
Nice job.
It's because look, hang on.
It's because you're wearing size 33 pants now. That's why.
It is because I'm wearing size 33 pants. Oh, you can't see. So the cord's caught in my belt.
On your belt?
Yeah. So anyway, people, I was letting my dog out of my office just now.
Yank.
And I have a stretchy cord.
Mm-hmm.
I have a stretchy cord for my headphones. And normally I can scoot on over to that door, open the door, no problem. But this time, my Focusrite, the thing that I plug my headphones into, got pulled off the desk and it was hanging there by a thread. And it's because my 33, not my 32 pants, gave me a little bit extra space with my belt.
Just caught on.
I think I tried them on weird because the 33s actually feel too big. And that's not me lying, trying to pretend
Maybe
that I'm
you're
not
a 32 and a half.
because I am. I'm one of those weird shapes where my waist isn't getting any bigger, but I'm definitely plumpy. So it's like that weird shape,
like tuck it under
where
the
it's like
gut.
one of those fat guys that has like skinny to the waist and then all of a sudden it's flubby.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I'd rather just be fat all around.
One thing I noticed that they did, I feel like this is new because I think I've struggled with this in the past, is if I'm playing the game and I just hit enter to type in 2121 to talk, it pauses. I used to have to open up my inventory and then hold down LT to bring up the chat. That was my safe spot to chat. But now if I just hit enter to type something to somebody, my game pauses.
I think that doesn't seem new to me. So maybe that's just something they added since before the last time you played. But I don't think that's new to 0.3. Wait, it is cool. I enjoy it.
I used to always have to bring it up in inventory. Like the safest way to get into chat was to open my inventory, then hold down whatever the button was to open up chat, and then I was safe to talk. But I noticed that it's actually pausing it while I'm doing it, which I really appreciated. My character I started because I saw people talking about it in Discord, and I didn't have time to think about it. So I started with a ranger, and all I saw was people talking about Deadeye. In After Dark, Tyler and I went through it. I don't really know why. I still haven't figured out why. I have ascended one time. I'm playing as the ranger. I got like next level angry in the Gregory fight, and it proceeded to my anger. It maintained with me for a little bit afterwards, and I did do some testing. And here's my problem. First off, I just don't like that fight. I don't know why. I've just never found it fun. I don't like the laser beams coming down. I don't understand where to stand on those. It's not been an enjoyable fight for me. I don't mind. I've never really had this much trouble like I had this league, but I swear it is related to sprint. And I did some testing, and I had mentioned this leading up to this league launch because I thought sprint was really cool, but my concern was with getting stunned out of it. If the game thinks that you're trying to sprint as you're coming out of a roll and you get stunned out of it. And what I did with testing, I did with two different controllers. If you roll, it works great. Press B, that's your roll. As long as you let go of it fast enough, no problem. I guess for me, just as I'm playing, I may not always release B right away. Like it's not a press. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not down up. I might down for half a second. Not half a second's too long. It's definitely not that long, but it's down for too long before I let it go. And the game is thinking, and you can actually see the animation if you hold to the side and do a roll with controller. As long as you press it instantly and just let go right away, your character will do a roll. But if you hold it down for just half a second, you actually see this very interesting animation that happens as your character comes out of the roll, which is you kind of dash forward a little bit, and it's like it's getting into the sprint, but you're not actually going to sprint. Well, I'm getting stunned in that little tiny frame of whatever's happening. I was getting stunned and I was losing my mind because I'm trying to figure out, like, did I get frozen? Like, why is my character not moving? And it was happening over and over and over to the point where I was like, I don't know, like, should I just not dodge? I don't know how to do a Gregory fight without dodging. That seems very difficult. Right.
That big red circle, I can't get out of it without dodge.
No, you can't. I'm with you on that. I wish there was an option almost to just like, I would rather disable sprinting in a boss fight. Like that to me wouldn't be a problem because I can't think of a boss fight where I need to sprint. And if they're going to be the same button, I never had the problem anywhere else in the whole act except in a boss fight. And I ran into the same problem when I did the first version of Jamiroquai, when I was in that tiny little box trying to fight him, to the point where I was like trying to figure out how do I hit the roll faster to try and, but like it could just be the way that I am as a player. I'm not releasing it fast enough because I'm trying to focus on the other buttons I'm trying to press too. But
maybe your thumb's gained an inch around its waist.
Maybe. I would rather disable that. Like if I'm fighting a unique boss, just take that off. I wish that was an option. That if I was fighting a unique boss, I don't need the sprint. What I'm using sprint for is fantastic. I love sprint. I think it's good. It's clunky. I don't like that if I hit something they've decided is a notch in the mini map, that's going to stun me and do a little jerk step and stop. That part doesn't make sense to me, but I love sprint. It's been great for me moving through the act faster. I just would like to see an option to disable it. If that's going to be the cause of me getting stunned, like, let me turn that off. I tested with another controller because Ty and I talked, wanted to see if it was just the B button. It's not. You can easily replicate it by just holding to the side and just, you can tell you're not trying to sprint out of the roll, but you're just not letting go of the roll fast enough. And there's just this tiny set of frames where I was getting stunned, and it was causing me to I think I did Gregory like 15 times before I finally killed him. And I was getting so mad.
Well, I hope other people are having that problem for your sake as well, because I wasn't having that problem at all. And I'd love to make fun of you being like, I'm a controller pro. I've been playing controller for forever, and you're a mouse and keyboard player, so you don't even know how to use a controller. Obviously, that's not the case, but that is what I'm going to say. But hopefully other people are having that issue too, so that they can increase, or maybe it's as simple as having the option to like disable sprint in a boss fight kind of is an interesting option, but even just to have like a sensitivity for the sprint to dodge roll, like you have a slider bar for that. I think that would be great. Speaking of though, sprinting in a boss fight, guess which fight isn't stupid anymore? Even though I think, especially while you're leveling, one-shot hits are just dumb, like unless it has the biggest, longest, slowest tail on the planet and you're just being incredibly greedy with wanting to squeak in extra damage. I think one-shots as in early leveling are just ridiculous. But that fire lady in Act 2,
I killed her.
She's like running around.
She never hit me.
Blindly and smacking. Right.
That doesn't one-shot?
I used sprint in that fight and it was the easiest on the planet.
Oh, yeah. That's smart.
It was so good.
Can you imagine though if you had bumped an edge while you're trying to like do an arc around, and did it stop you?
I did once. I panicked. I button mashed. I was like, beep, and I actually just, it's like when you're button mashing roll in Dark Souls, you're not actually using skill. Like I'm not saying, I'm just saying in this pretend situation.
Yep.
I'm just button mashing B. I'm not timing it. And sometimes it just works perfect. Well, that's what happened in this one, because there's some sticky outy thing at the bottom of the arena. That's one thing that GGG is always, I was disappointed with Path 2, because they've gotten it wrong with both games, in my opinion, where there's just too much crap.
Yeah.
Like too much blends in really nice, because the environments are nice and it blends in nicely, but I'm not thinking, wall. I need to get rid of this. Like there's these just weird aspects of the map that I can't go through, or for some reason it's there. Like, why have the wagon there? I don't, I'm trying to fight. The screen is busy. I don't like, you don't have the wagon there, and I'm having a great time. There's no reason for the wagon, but the wagon's there. So I don't know what it was, but so I only sprinted on the top because I didn't want to risk that again. Yeah,
I mean, I think you're right. There probably are some fights where the sprint could be quite useful. So maybe even a sensitivity slider or something would be good, because if like I would feel like a douchebag if I knew that I was doing it to try and cheese the system, where I was trying to like sprint. But the fact was, I wasn't. I was just trying to do a roll. I was just trying to do a basic roll, and I'm now stuck, and I don't feel like I'm using the roll poorly. And I tried it with another controller to see if it was the stuck button, and it could just be me and the way that I do it, but it's still, I don't care. I don't care if it is just me. I'm just saying that it's annoying. Like, I'm trying to do the fight normally, and you don't give me an option to turn it off. I don't want to sprint right now, but I don't have an option to turn that off. There's no disable sprint option. So I'm struggling with like, how do you fight Gregory and not dodge? Very hard. Very, very hard. So yeah, I did. My experience got
I still
better.
don't like Greg either. I don't like Greg either.
Him and
the wolves in the fog, like my character still can't handle swarms really well. Like, this isn't helping my situation. So it's just like button, like
I lose more flasks in that part
It's kind of RNG. Like sometimes you come out even, sometimes on top, but it's like sometimes you're trapped. Right? And it's like, okay, like I'm switching up my build the best that I can, but I'm still limited. Like I don't have unlimited supports to try this out, try that out, try this skill, try that skill. And like they're still pretty tanky in there. And then you got to like dodge out of the way. And then, anyway, there's other things. I won't
As the ranger,
I've still
pretty much tried every skill to try and work my way through them, because I just found like, their skills, at least to me, just felt pretty weak. It got better. I did finish Act 2 and I actually killed Jamiroquai the first fight, which is, I did not expect that to happen. End of Act 2.
The first Jamiroquai or the second Jamiroquai?
The first version took me forever. In the tiny little box, I kept getting screwed by the roll. I was getting angry. I think I said to, and if you hear this in After Dark, you hear this again. That was where I was like, this is not a Souls game. Stop making it a Souls game. Because that fight in a tiny little box felt like my main goal was to time a roll. And that was so annoying when my roll was really causing me problems and my damage sucked. But the actual Jamiroquai at the end of Act 2, I did finish Act 2. It went a bit better, but it also went better because I had leveled up and had access to new stuff. Had I not been at least level 28, it would have been way harder. It would just like it, which I get is kind of fair, but as soon as I finished it, I was like, just get through this, Justin. Just, you don't even care. This isn't why you're playing it. So just go. Let's go do Act 3. Let's go find the new act. Let's have some fun and get into maps and then be done with all this nonsense, because I said it to you in After Dark, just very briefly, or maybe it was afterward on After Dark. I like the Path of Exile as a hard game, but Grinding Gear Games has shifted massively over the years to not be focused on the hardcore element of their game and to be a game of the masses. It's a game that they want a lot of people playing. They've got a free weekend running right now. They are a really fucking hard game if you don't want to go online and follow a build and pay attention to how somebody has already planned out how you can optimally play the game. And I joked about it in After Dark. I joked about it in our chats with 2121. They need some QAs who are not PoE players. Some people who are just like, when we went to PAX West, we were talking with Rory, I think, and he was saying that one of the good things is that they get to see how sort of your average gamer, where do they struggle? Where do they find hiccups? Why did they not pick up that weapon? Why did they not do this? They need more of those QAs playing, because they are a very, very tough game if you don't understand that how do things mix and match within each other, and what's the best route. It's not an easy pick up and play game.
No, I hear you. And it's the balance still isn't there either. Like I was joking with Erin. Erin came upstairs after she was playing. She started as a huntress and she's like, all the skills that cost mana hit like crap. Only my default skill that doesn't cost mana does any damage. So that's what I focused on. She's like, why would I use my mana for something super weak when something that doesn't cost mana is so strong? And I'm like, hey, it's the same for me. My minions are always dead. So I'm trying a few of these different spells, because the minion, for those that haven't played minions, the starting minion nodes for the witch also include spell damage for the characters. So you're not, hitting too weak. But I said the same thing. I'm like, I'm using my wand skill that doesn't cost anything, my weapon skill as well, because all the other skills that cost mana are like, they don't do anything. There's no damage there. So it is interesting in that regards there. And that'll come. It's just frustrating to deal with right now, right?
I wanted to just see some of the new stuff. And the fact is, though, a lot of this new stuff is you're getting towards later game. Obviously, Act 4, you're not experience Act 4 in the interludes till a lot later.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. And then there's end game changes. But then I did get to do some of the Abyss stuff. I did the lightless area where you're introduced to the green thing and it's adding modifiers to your items, which was actually fun. I did get to use it. It takes way too long, the process of like applying a jawbone to your item, then throwing it in, then waiting for him to go get it, and then taking it. I'm sure that will be not the end game plan for them, because it's way too time consuming.
It's odd that they would even be added, though.
I don't know what their direction is for it. That being said, I mean, I hit a great modifier on my bow, so it probably helped a lot for me with leveling. I don't know though what their direction for that is either. It's a little odd, but It was cool.
No, yeah, and we're not talking the unveiling, just the process of getting the unveil done. Yeah,
maybe
Did
it's
they call
a story.
It unveiling?
No, they call, look, their storytelling into that whole thing was really cool. Like how you're introduced to this character and how you get help from a certain character to understand it. It all happens in the same window, but it was really cool. And then like I didn't mind that, and I do like this new aspect of like I can apply a jawbone to a weapon if I want to put an unveil on it. What I think they should also put in there though is inform you that it's going to take up a modifier slot, because if you happen to, you know, you're trying to build an item and you don't leave a modifier slot open, you know, it's the same in Path of Exile 1, which I understand people are going to listen to me and go like, well, obviously it does. That's not fair to assume that obviously it will. Same, like I think they need to be more upfront about the fact that, or clear to the player to understand that when you put this on, you're using up one of your modifier slots. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that it does that. Just explain that to the player that doesn't understand what that means. Yep. But yeah, it was cool. Went in there. I got into one of the abysses that goes underground. I couldn't tell you what was in there. I don't remember. I ended up dying at some point and it closed. And I was like, I got to the point where I was like, fuck abyss. I'm running past it. When I see it, I'm like, nah, give me a different direction. Cause when that friggin' diamond it happened to me at the beginning of a zone. I had to loop this rare boss or whatever he is around a corner just so that I could trap him so I could run past.
That's funny.
No, it's not funny.
Well,
it's stupid.
No, it's not. And you would think that after like this much time that this kind of like putting out league content that's too strong,
they're known
kind of like
for
a balance
it,
for it. It is, yeah. But then, and they're known for a week later, 3 days later, whatever it is. Oh, we've toned down this by big percentage.
Yeah.
I just figured like at some point that wouldn't be a thing anymore. But it's a new game, new balances, new skills, new monsters, new everything. So it's all good. One thing that actually really did disappoint me, again, this is a minion player, but I doubt it's just for minions, but maybe it is. Every single minion that I have so far, it doesn't have details or tags or anything for what the main skills of the minions are. Skeletal warriors, sniper, arsonists, zombies, and frost mages. When you go to the tab, where it's going to explain and show you if it's like projectiles or spells or attacks, it's blank. All it says is information can be found on the like advanced info screen, but that's not where it shows tags or anything like that. And sometimes, and it has information it doesn't help you associate doesn't help you learn what they're actually doing with their skill. There's the generic description above. Sometimes it says attack or spell, sometimes it doesn't. But all 5 of those minions don't actually have a tab like every other skill does that explains its tags and what the skill does.
It's really odd to me. I thought it did when I played my minion character, so I don't remember that, but that's crazy that it's not there.
But I think sometimes where people like I've been corrected on this a few times, but they're wrong, because sometimes like when you highlight the skeletal arsonist, it defaults to the command skill, not the minion damage that it does, but the command skill. And so a lot of the times the default thing that people see is they assume that's what the minion is doing, not what the command skill is doing.
I thought I saw it on the info for the skill in like the deep menus, but that's crazy if it's not still there.
Yeah, well, and that was the disappointing thing to me, because all these skills have been in the game since December. So I really hope they're not going down the user can figure it out. Oh, that information's kind of like half there and half here, so they'll figure it out. Like, that's not the direction that Path of Exile 2 is going. And so hopefully they're not putting these things on the back burner, because all it takes is getting into that habit of the way things were with Path of Exile 1. And all of a sudden you have a million things on the back burner. But if the things on the back burner are the user first things, right? Again, going back to Spectres, if all the tags that the user needs for each individual Spectre aren't there in game, you're just basically remaking Path of Exile 1. Eventually, you're going to have all these things that you're expecting the user to do on their own instead of providing that information in game, which is a big part of what Path of Exile 2 is. You just don't want to get back into that habit, right? You want to nail these things as soon as they're done, or not even like have this new rule where you don't release them until the whole thing is ready, not 70% of it is ready. You know what I mean? Because it leads down a dangerous road. You get back into familiar territory, and all of a sudden, you have a multi-million-dollar duplicate of Path of Exile 1, but with dodge roll and sprint.
I think people miss out on your some of the things you say because they don't get the opportunity to see the hand gestures. Tyler's I am a very handy, hand talker. It's fun to watch. Did you play it all last night, like after? Because we did our thing.
I enjoyed it.
So did you get next to?
I want to shout this out because I've forgotten it twice. So I want to say this now, and then I'll tell you what I did. I love all the changes that GGG makes and they don't say. I'm sure there's so many more that they do, and I love it. And one of the big ones that I like on controller support is the new controller support layout for stashes. I love it. Like the old system, you had a horizontal, but it had a horizontal layout for your stash tab lists and having to scroll through them. Now it's vertical and on the side. They didn't say anything like this. I didn't see anything like that in the patch notes. Maybe it was there later, but it's glorious.
Looks great.
And the new like GGG, how it like you've made it so that we can interact with it, modify them, where to edit. Like it's so much better than it was in Path of Exile 2. It's so much better than it was in so much better than it was in Path of Exile 1. And it's so much better than it was in the previous patch in Path 2. Like it's a phenomenal job. It's very user-friendly. And I'm looking forward to the cosmetic screen getting the same kind of convenient, comfortable revamp.
Was that last night that we talked about that?
That cosmetic screen is kind of backhanded and it does need a big fix, but I wanted to actually give you a huge shout out, huge praise.
Some new MTX.
Yeah, very good. Very thankful for that. Justin and I were laughing about that last night because we're so, we've been laughing and making fun of GGG for not coming out with all these MTX that they said that they were going to come out with. And then now they come out with a huge amount, but then Justin and I are like, yeah, we don't actually want to use them because we want to see what the new 3D art looks like for everything. So here we are, like cutting
but
GGG
still give
down.
It to me.
Yeah, that's right. I just want to put it on my shelf over there for now. But anyway, and thank you for all the free MTX as well.
We did the merchant
really cool
conversation last night. I think it was in After Dark, and I changed a bunch of my tabs over to merchant. I still can't tell what they are, and now all of a sudden I have some tabs that are called remove only in the league, and so I'm not sure if I missed something. I don't know how to tell a merchant tab apart from a premium tab. So I just gave up. I just closed. I was like, whatever. I don't care.
Not selling anything anyway.
No.
But so for me, I got past Gregory just before we did After Dark last night. And then after, I should update you. Aaron and I watched episode 3.
I wondered because you took a minute to get on.
Yeah.
How was it?
We're done with the show.
That's
serious.
Awesome.
We're done with the show.
Don't say anything else. Let patrons hear it in After Dark. That's awesome.
All right. But for people listening,
we've never
what show am I talking about?
Have we talked about it outside of, maybe we have talked about Foundation.
Maybe, I don't know. Foundation, right? Yeah. A great first episode. And there's not very many of those. Like Loki had one of those. Moon Knight had one of those. Like there's some good first episodes, but most of them are like, okay, let's watch a couple to see if it's worth it. Foundation, great first episode. One of the worst second episodes I've ever
seen.
Stop
spoiling After Dark.
Okay. So, right. Anyway, the third episode.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. Really cool world.
Okay.
I have questions about the world. I am not willing to tolerate
find out
such absurd dialogue. And like, it's just such crappy storytelling. I'm curious about the world.
So you watched that. It was bad.
The worst storytelling on the planet.
You have to tell me more about that next week.
We were both, that's as far as it's going to go. I'm not watching another episode. But we finished the third episode of the first season of Foundation. My wife was like, oh, that's enough for me. I'm going to bed. So I got to play.
Mm-hmm.
And so I played a little bit longer. And
did you Wrathbreaker?
Well, like my idea, I did Wrathbreaker, but I'm kind of like, I'm doing minions, right? And I'm trying to make the frost mages work. And maybe I'll do skeletons instead out of the skeletal warriors. I don't know. I don't know. But I am going to do primarily skeletons. And I was thinking of going Lich. Like this is eventually, right? I'm thinking of going Lich, and they just added the infinite curse duration to the Lich instead of the blood mage. So I'm trying to think, okay, like how am I going to make this work? Decaying Hex is only something that I would really use for leveling, but they kind of took it away from leveling because it's for support gem level 3 now. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I don't want to go curses. Maybe I do. I don't know. But because I'm not really using curses, because there's not really anything valuable for them while leveling, with the exception of what the curse actually is, which is still valuable. I'm like, you know what? So I tried out offerings for a little bit, and I don't like them.
Why?
Well, I was playing with them before, but I'm playing with them again. And then, so I added my frost mages back to my build, and then I have 2 skeletal warriors, and I have the support that skeletal warriors will get used if they're available and within range before any other minion. And so I use my, is it bone offering? I forget what the first offering is. I use it, but the offering has a health bar.
Yep.
That's stupid. Because
it
now,
always has, though.
Again, I'm having to stare at my skill screen instead of combat to see what's going on. Sure, it's a huge animation with a big spike going through it. It's really tall.
Can't see it once things start happening.
Right. And then all my minions that are impacted by the aura have this cool red glowing thing going on. When there's 100 enemies on the screen, and I know it's not actually 100, you can't see it. Like, it took me a long time to find out if that aura persisted after the offering died or not. But that's not worth it to me. If that has a health bar and it's going to get smashed every now and then, but then what? That means my offerings now are dependent on the cooldown of my skeletons as well. So if my 2 skeletal warriors are dead, am I actually going to get rid of a damage dealing skeleton for the sake of it? Probably not. I mean, that would make sense too. I'd still probably have more DPS if I did that, but that's not the point. So the fact that has a health bar makes it a lot more inconsistent, and it's a lot more me not looking at gameplay. It's me like trying to find a minion, and sure, that's in gameplay, but like I'm trying to fight, I'm trying to stay out of damage, I'm trying to take advantage of opportunities. Babysitting whether my offering is up or not, I could do something more valuable with my button presses that does more damage and is more consistent. And so guess what I ended up doing again? I love culling, man. I love culling. So the second power siphon dropped, it was in my build. And guess what happens when I have power charges revolving around me, Justin?
Zombies are coming.
And as soon as I added zombies to my build, I flew.
Get out
through it. Yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, the second one didn't drop until after Gregory.
Sure.
Right. But I get like it's there as I'm starting to progress. And so I had zombies before I got to Wrathbreaker. I died to Wrathbreaker once. It was a little bit off screen. Like my minions were a little bit off. And then all of a sudden does this big thing and I didn't really see it. And I try and stay south so I'm not having to deal with all the stupid people on the cliff. But I was still progressing really well. He had like a 10th of his life left. It was almost in culling territory. And so I did it again. And the zombies are just that good. Like that's frustrating.
That's
it is.
good.
It
is. It's kind of cool if you can find a way to incorporate them and feel like you're getting a benefit.
And the easy thing about using zombies is I'm constantly aware of my power charge situation because I am looking at my character.
Are you only using them if you have the power charge? Is that how you're playing it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the empowered zombies don't have an increased health when they're empowered. It's increased everything offensive, but their health isn't increased. Well, actually, that's 0.2 stuff. I should double check for 0.3. But that's the way that it currently was. So there's no point in having something like Minion Instability or Infernal Legion on the things that are based off of health, right? I'm not getting a better version of that, which is empowered. So if I was doing something like that, I wouldn't care about the empowered state. But yeah, so anyway, there is that. And so then I start thinking, I'm like, well, what about that duration cluster way over there in the top left of the tree? I'm like, maybe I want my zombies to last longer than however it is that they're lasting. And so we'll see once I get some resists on the zombies and if I choose zombies over curses, but I'm not going to do both zombies or curses. I'm not going to invest in like 4 or 5 curse clusters and then only use those for bosses. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. It depends how efficient the clearing system is in the game, but to use zombies, like hold down right trigger for power siphon and then hit X for zombies, I'm not going to throw in other buttons. Like that's how I kind of want to try and play the game. It's not what I'm marrying myself to. So if things don't start working out, it means I'm not, it doesn't mean like that's how I refuse to play. That's how I'm going to, that's not how I'm going to, that's what I'm hoping works out well. And so far it works out great. Yeah.
Wait, how far did you get in Act 2?
Killed the fire lady in the query.
When you do the Mastodon Badlands, you remember that spot with the elephants everywhere? That's where the lightless thing is. It's in there.
Okay.
It's just another zone. You're a full clearer anyway, so you'll find it.
Not necessarily in this game. Now
accident.
it's about the checklists. right? It's not about the fog of war anymore. It's this game, because the areas are too big. I don't have that kind of personal time. So it's all about the checklist, which luckily they have. So
hopefully it's on that then. I didn't actually look. I came across it by accident and I was like, oh, okay, I'll go in here. It also took so long to clear it that it wiped out my Mastodon Badland zone. That's how fucking slow I felt on my character. It was brutal. So that's cool. I'm excited
having
to play
a good time. But there's no reason for me being the Lich if I'm not doing curses. Well, that's not true. If I'm not doing curses, I could still get the nice mana regen because zombies. I did find. Oh, no, never mind. Zombies aren't like eating up the same mana cost they were before, but I'm still early axe. So, well, no, I wasn't. I have one thing that's giving me 25% mana regen, just one item. I think it's an amulet.
But you're only using them when you have a power charge, which is not the same as how I was doing it, that was like my filler skill, but it was like your mana's gone after 3 of them. But I wasn't using them only on a power charge, which is what you're doing. And
they only have 1 support on them right now as well. So we'll see what other supports I end up using for them. Where are you going with your character?
I ascended into Deadeye.
You did?
Yep. Only for Tailwind, so I can move faster to try and get this shit done quicker, because I want to see Act 4 and the end game stuff. I haven't figured it out yet. I've tried every single skill that is available to the Ranger, and I have slowly moved myself back to just using Lightning Arrow, because that's what I started with. But good Lord, it hits like a freaking noodle, man. Like it was the tankier stuff that I was really struggling with. I tried everything. Like it has a what's it called? Something salvo. It looks like I'm a mage. Like all of a sudden I'm firing cold globules at a target, and I'm like, doesn't feel like a freaking ranger.
Yeah. I hear you.
It doesn't make sense to me. So I've so far played with every single skill that was available to them. There's a few that I like, so I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to figure out what's it called? I ran into the same problem last time. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I want to remember what this skill is called. Lightning Rod. I don't know why Lightning Rod has always confused me as a skill.
Is that the one where you like shoot multiples in the ground and it zilches all over the place?
So I can read you the description. Fires an arrow that drops from above, creating a lightning burst. The arrow remains on the ground, and any chaining lightning beams can chain to it. When chained to the arrow's up brief period before releasing another lightning burst. The lightning arrow skill. I know that you throw it on the ground and then you're throwing in lightning arrows, which works great. But for some reason, I can't figure, I don't know why, but I'm always confused with like how many you can have, how long do they last, what's the radius that they're chaining with. And then I just get annoyed because I can't figure my damage out. So that's what I'm working through with me and my ranger. We're working through it. I don't know why I started with the fucking ranger. I should have spent some more time. I was in a rush to get started because obviously I wanted to play before we recorded. I do wish I had gone monk, but I just didn't have enough time to actually play with, like, look at the tree. So I saw people talking about Deadeye in chat. I was like, all right, I'll go that way.
You'll be going to Smashy Smash in no time. You'll be using that like starfish one that they have.
Look, if I don't have to redo the axe multiple times and I feel like sprint makes a difference, I could see myself doing more characters. Right now, it still feels long, but that's fair. It's first character.
Yeah, League launch is different.
There, it's a little bit better. I need to figure out the sprint though, because if I'm getting stunned out of sprints, it's not. I just got to figure out either I stop playing with controller because it's just not for me, or I'm not sure. So,
well, again, hopefully it's not because your thumb needs a diet, but hopefully other people are having the problem so that it's something that they look at.
I would love like a slider or an option to turn it off. Anyway, that's my direction, but
that's cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to play more.
It's been a good league launch, man. Like, yeah, we had our frustrating things, but that was with like just little beta things or character things. Of course, your dodge roll thing. I mean, you would have had a much better experience without dodge roll issues, but it's been really good, and I'm very excited for the process. I'm loving all the changes that you see, and even all the modifications that they were doing, the willingness that they have to change all these. Like it is going in a fantastic direction. So all the things that we wish are changed, they seem to have the attitude where, yeah, that stuff's going to get dealt with. It's just not getting dealt with right now. So awesome job, GGG, on the launch, in my opinion. I thought it was fantastic. It was really fun, despite the fact that I hate Gregory's fight. Really fun getting through the process, trying to figure things out. Let my minions live.
Let's wrap this up. Forever Exiled 308, just AK tags.
Tyler Ecker of Days.
Patrons will see you in After Dark. You'll have to let us know how we compare because we've not done it in this order before. And everybody else, we'll see you next week in 309. Yep. Hopefully your league launches are going fun. We got a website, foreverexiled.com. We have a very fun Discord. Pop in there and say hello. Don't forget about Global 2121 as well. We're always chatting in there. Patreon and other ways to support the podcast. You'll find them down below as well as on the website. Bye. Happy Labor Day.